All right, ladies, we need to talk about getting left on red. Getting left on red is one of the most beautiful things. It doesn't require an argument or a conversation or long, drawn out phone calls. The point is loud and fucking clear. This man doesn't want to talk to you, okay? He's making it very simple. If he wanted to talk to you, he'd be at your crib right now. And the biggest mistake that ladies are making is after they get ghosted or after they get left on red, they try to get this man to feel their presence. They start posting more. They start snapping him. Maybe they'll hit him with a FaceTime or send him a picture. Like, you need to just cut it off, okay? Let it go. It's not worth your time. That's a great fucking thing. Now you're not wasting your time, okay? Take it as a good thing. Getting left on red is a great thing. I love you guys. All right.
And you know what? There's a lot of girls out here getting left on red at the moment. You got guys who are either A, dipping on relationships, or, you got those other guys, the Chads, the ones getting all the girls, not choosing to commit to these girls, because why the hell would you? Right? It's like, and then, get this, gentlemen, we come to the end of the rainbow, where these girls want to say, oh, I can't find a real man, or I can't find a girl who accepts me. Meanwhile, their entire 20s, 30s often, they're trying to chase a guy who has no interest in them. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we're going to be breaking down this particular TikTok, looking at why do girls get ghosted. We're also going to be looking at a couple of relationship stories and pulling them apart. So as we go through, guys, feel free to leave your comments, your thoughts on the situation. And yeah, if you're new here, guys, you're liking the videos, make sure you subscribe on your way in. Come and join the Discord link in the description if you haven't already, guys. And as always, if you'd like to support the channel, make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description. If you're looking to become a supporter of this channel, that's a great way to do it, and the link is somewhere below. But let's go over what she said and then jump into a couple of stories, shall we?
Ladies, we need to talk about getting left on red. Getting left on red is one of the most beautiful things. It doesn't require an argument or a conversation or long.
That's absolutely true, right? We got a lot of guys over here thinking that we have to be problem solvers. We have to come in, swoop in these people's lives and help them solve their issues and stuff like this. But what happens in a lot of relationships, guys, is guys will get disrespected, and then what they'll do is they'll try and understand it, or they'll try and talk it out or solve the problem. I've said this many, many times, but we are not here to try and get someone to respect us, right? We're not out here pleading with them, trying to get them to understand, or whatever the case may be, okay? Now, the difference is, a big difference with these girls is that, yeah, they're getting ghosted, but they could always choose a guy that wouldn't ghost them. Like, they've always got guys in their inbox hitting them up, right? Even the girl who doesn't look that great, who's got like multicolored hair at your local college or whatever the hell, man. There are guys that are hitting her up, but you got all these girls out here, man, and they're chasing the guys that don't want anything to do with them. And what they do is they continue to chase and chase these guys, and over time their value gets lower and lower. Maybe they accrue some kids, and they wind up bitter at men for, not wanting them. Ridiculousness.
Long, drawn out phone calls. The point is loud and fucking clear. This man doesn't want to talk to you, okay? He's making it very simple. If he wanted to talk to you, he'd be at your crib right now.
I mean, also, just throwing it out there, maybe he has some hobbies, right? Maybe he has better things to do. Okay, a lot of guys are not on their phones all damn day. Like, we have hobbies, we have things to do. I would be very interested if there's a study out there comparing screen time on like Instagram and phone applications between men and women. That would be very interesting to see, because I would think that women have way higher screen time than men, right? I get questions sometimes of like, oh, well, I'm not a dating coach or anything like that, guys, but people join my Patreon and ask me questions relating to this. When you're texting a girl, gentlemen, we are not like trying to get to know her over text. We're not trying to get to know her puppy and her interests and all this crap. You can save that for the in-person discussions, okay? Because what ends up happening is a lot of guys get screwed around, and their time gets utterly wasted when you're sitting here trying to have conversations with these people, when a lot of the time they have no interest in meeting up with you. They have no interest in getting to know you or see you. They're just wasting your time. Okay, so when guys, keep the talking on texting to a minimum. Okay, if she says anything other than yes to meeting up, you're out of there. All right. If particularly if it's on dating apps and stuff like that, I would be fine to guys. I would be fine sitting here giving you the advice to court a woman, to spend the money on date, open doors for her, do all this crap, be really nice to her, message all the time, ask her how she's feeling. I would be fine telling you guys to do that if it was effective. Hey, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. But if you're on a dating app, guys, and you're trying to find a good girl, yeah, your odds are pretty slim to none. Okay.
And the biggest mistake that ladies are making is after they get ghosted or after they get left on red, they try to get this man to feel their presence. They start posting more. They start snapping him. Maybe they'll hit him with a FaceTime or send him a picture. Like, you need to just.
And that's really funny. Like once you see this stuff a few times, man, you get to know how girls work, right? When they get ghosted, and it's a guy that they care about, or like he's quite high up there, so she wants to have him all to herself, or so she thinks. What she'll do is, like, if she gets left on red, make no mistake, she'll like post stories that make her look valuable in her eyes, right? Or she'll post really spicy pictures and stuff like that to try and get his attention back. Because rather than trying to reach out, see, this is how adverse girls are to looking needy. Okay, rather than like ask you if things are okay or if you're ignoring them for a reason, what they'll do is they'll try and induce a sense of anxiety in you by posting a picture of themselves out somewhere. So maybe it looks like they're on a date, or they'll like post a picture of themselves just looking good in some outfit or whatever the case may be, so that you feel like, oh, well, maybe I should message her. You see that? She's trying to induce the anxiety into you as to, oh, what if she's with another guy? Right? That's what girls will do instead of messaging you back because they understand how detrimental it can be. But they fail to understand this truly, but they understand that looking needy is not a good look. We as men, we're kind of oblivious to that, right? Like, if we want to talk to someone, we'll just message them 5 times in 2 seconds and ask if they want to play a video game with us. Like, it's no big deal. But girls are really they're socially tuned in so that they make themselves look as good as possible at all times, you see? Very interesting.
Cut it off. Okay? Let it go. It's not worth your time. That's a great fucking thing. Now you're not wasting your time. Okay? Take it as a good thing. Getting left on red is a great thing. I love you guys. All right.
And we're going to leave it with the final thought there of, wow, it's great that men leave me on red because now I have more time to do whatever, right? Like, now I have time. He's not wasting my time. I would be interested to see what those girls are doing in their spare time. Like, are they running some sort of business or whatever? It's like these businesses that a lot of these girls have running up now. Am I saying all girls? No, guys. Before I get the all police over on my channel. But a lot of girls, when they say they're business owners, oh yeah, they manage crap. Or a lot of the times, what you'll notice is it's just they're profiting off of their body image, shall we say? And it's pretty funny, right? They want to go around here saying, "Oh, I'm a business owner," and then you ask what they do, and it's either some sort of like body stuff online, content creation is what they call it, I suppose, or they have like a lash business, like an eyelash business that generates 5K a year, right? It's like, oh yeah, she's real busy with that business acumen. I don't know, man. I struggle to see it. If she's out there really having hobbies and going hard at business and she's making her own money, cool. But a lot of the times when they say, "Oh yeah, guys, don't waste my time," they're really doing nothing. But let's crack into this here, guys. This is a story, and it is from relationship advice. You already know we get a lot of coquetry from over here, but it is titled "I Need Help." So we're just going to jump right into it. Leave your thoughts as we go, guys, and leave your thoughts to what the lady said at the beginning of the video, the TikTok we just went over. But let's see what this person has to say. I desperately need some advice and feedback. So I, a 27-year-old male, married the love of my life, a 20-year-old female, 2 years ago. We dated for 2 years prior to that. A few weeks ago, she became suddenly really distant and cold. She started coming home really late. I'd get worried like anyone would, but I never blew up her phone with texts or calls. I never even bothered to ask when she's coming home. One night, she gets in at 4:30 a.m. She acts like it's no big deal. It might not have been, but a text or a call would have been nice. Her demeanor was outside of her usual. She could tell I was frustrated. We talked and agreed then and there that we needed a couple of weeks apart from each other. I did try to steer it towards couples counseling, but she immediately rejected it. Wow, isn't it interesting, gentlemen? Before we keep going, you notice how these girls will go on girls' nights out. What girls' nights out are, gentlemen, is it's just them prospecting for guys that are better than you. That's what it is. They're going out there, they're testing their options. It's not as if they're going out like they could have their fun indoors, with the certain type of stuff that they're drinking indoors, right? They could have a house party or something like that, but they need to go to a realm where, hey, they can get some eyeballs on them. You ever notice how you'll get guys who will say, oh, well, how come my girl dressed up? She dresses up so nice when she's going out to town, but she never dresses up nice for me. Right? You'll hear stuff like that all the time. And that's because what she's doing is because she knows that she has you in her back pocket, but she doesn't have that potential next guy that's above you in her back pocket. So she's going out there seeing what kind of options she can garner. That's what girls' nights out are. All right, now a lot of guys are cracking onto this and actually understanding now, which is really good. Whether you're watching channels like mine or any of the whole other bunch of channels we got over here, but like men are starting to crack onto this now. Okay, so when your girl is coming home at 4:30 a.m. and then you talk about a break and you want to have a separation, a period apart, you better believe she's going to be with dudes during that time if she hasn't already been, which she probably has. She's going to use this time to be with other men. That's what this time is. You see, girls will often suggest this time apart because they already did something terrible. What they did, okay, and guys, we're about to move on, but what they typically do, right, is they'll do something that is out of bounds, right? They'll either sleep over at a guy's house, if you know what I'm saying, or they'll do something along those lines. And then in the next few days, they'll want to talk about needing a break apart from each other. And the reason why they do this is so that one, they can continue their bad behavior, but two, so that the behavior that they did was close enough to the break that they can kind of just pretend as if that happened on the break. You see what I'm saying? So they don't feel like they're a cheater or a crappy person because they asked for a break 2 days later. So she basically did it in the break. You see that? But anyway, let's continue with the story. She could tell I was frustrated, blah, blah, blah. It's been the roughest and lowest time in my life. This girl was my world. I was absolutely 100% committed to always being there for her, even if I didn't have the answer or even know what to do. The least I could do was let her know she didn't have to face anything alone. I wasn't even allowed to do that. Devastating heartbreak ensuing. Days go by and it already felt like weeks. I reached out to mutual close friends. They were initially positive and supportive. Yeah, this is how it typically goes, right? You catch you get these guys out here who are in marriages and that sort of thing, and they break up, and then all of a sudden you find that your friends are against you, your family's against you, and this is what typically happens because she knew that this moment was coming, right? Girls know this crap. I hate to say it, gentlemen, but we are behind the game. Men are behind the game. I'm just sorry. I'm just looking at Discord messages right now. I might have to ban a couple of people. Um, but men are behind the game socially, at least. Okay, so we think as guys, oh yeah, we're gonna be there for her. We're gonna be nice and whatever. We're gonna solve her problems, and then that's going to be reciprocated. Everything that I give is going to be reciprocated. No, no, no. That's not how it works, gentlemen. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Days go by and it already felt like weeks. I reached out to mutual close friends, yada, yada. Then a separation that was supposed to last a couple of weeks turned into 3 months, then 6 months, then 1 year, and now maybe a decade. Why is this guy even here then, man? Anyway, during this time, we were supposed to work on ourselves. I have friends, but we're all wrapped up in work and starting families. I didn't have many distractions, so immediately starting work on myself, eating healthy, exercising every day, engaging in solo activities outside of work. She, on the other hand, moved into her friend's apartment and parties at every opportunity. I felt really betrayed. I didn't see how this was her working on herself. Yeah, because you assumed that the break was for her to work on herself. You can't believe what people say, man. I don't know how many times I have to say it on this channel, but like, guys, we as men, we're super naive. And we're trained to be super naive. Like we're not as socially intelligent as girls, right? These girls like understand manipulation way more than men do, and I will stand by that. But like we as guys, we take things at face value. So let's just say like me and you, the person who's watching this video, whatever your name happens to be, I say to you, hey man, like let's hang out and we'll do something on this day at this time. you'll say, "Oh yeah, cool, sounds great. I'll see you then," right? And so that's just done and set up, right? That's like in there. And if you cancel and you say, "Hey man, work came up," I'll be like, "Okay, cool," right? But if you do the same thing with a girl, right, and she goes, "Oh yeah, well," or the guy cancels on her, she's going to think, "Oh wow, did he really not like me? Did I do something wrong, or was he seeing someone else? Is he seeing a different girl?" You see how the context of canceling becomes way more important, and she over analyzes everything around the situation, right? It's just like we as men, we can't afford to believe things at face value anymore. Like if there's one thing you get out of my channel, guys, it's please, and this is reiterated throughout many different channels on this side of the internet, but please watch what people do and not what they say. What people say is mostly useless. It's mostly useless, really. Like just look at what they do instead. Like patterns tend to repeat themselves. If she's a party girl, she is going to be a party girl through and through. All right, you like don't try and fix this crap. All right. Anyway, we did maintain some contact and met face to face whenever she needed to grab things from what used to be our home. Meeting her in person had some ups and downs, but for the most part ended on a positive, optimistic note. Yeah, she's just stringing you along to be that beta provider later in life, right? She's just stringing you along. However, when she's with her friends or come back from hanging out with them, I'm a stranger, a burden, as if I was toxic and never a supportive partner, which especially hurts. She said a handful of times that I should date other people. A red flag, right? No, you see, girls actually do this weird thing where, like, she may even feel a tiny bit bad that she's just leading you on. Maybe she'll go, hey, go have a couple of 12-month relationships. I'm not ready for you yet. I can still get a paycheck from these other guys. Right? And then like later on, after you've had a few relationships, then she'll go, or things are getting too serious. Maybe she'll butt back in, break it up, and then try and get you back around to her little finger, right? But and here's the thing as well, guys. Before we wrap up this story, is you as a guy, you've got to understand that social proof means a lot. Okay, so like let's just say this for example: if you're a guy and no girls want you, it's going to be harder to get a girlfriend than if you have girls already liking you. You see what I'm saying? So, like, what I'm trying to say here is that girls are attracted to guys that already have guys. All right. So, a lot of the times it's like girls don't even want to invest in you unless you already have girls, interestingly enough, a lot of the time. Yeah, it's just how they work, man, because they perceive guys who have girls chasing them as inherently more valuable, even though it might not be true. Like you can have a scumbag guy who's just a terrible person who treats other people like crap, right? That doesn't have good values or whatever the case may be. But if he's got other girls chasing him, then all of a sudden he's more interesting. You see that? Anyway, blah blah blah. Her parents, my more honest and blunt friends all say I'm being gaslit, cheated on, and should file for a divorce. Oh, they're still married through this time? Oh yeah. Oh right, they're married. Yeah, no, what the hell is this guy doing? So they're on a break. No, dude, just cut this lady off. Like you should have cut the lady off already. But this is like kind of disgusting, right? Like this guy's just like he's just a wallet sitting at home for whenever she needs. That's what this guy is. I never thought I'd be in this position. Just a month ago, I would have said that she's the most amazing, most beautiful, most talented, most creative, most kind hearted, and good natured person you would have ever met. Now it feels like my whole life is just a lie and I'm a joke. Scroll down a bit here. Oops. The person who I cared for more than myself or anyone else was gone and replaced with someone cold and uncompromising. The last I talked to her, it sounded like she was hiding something and I was annoyed at her. Yeah, see, we're not doing this whole hoovering thing. We're not trying to get her to spill the beans about what she's doing. You just kick girls like this out of your life, man. Like, they don't even have a place there. But guys, be sure to leave your comments on this particular situation. Utterly disgusting, in my opinion. When you read a lot of this stuff, what you'll notice is it just comes down to men need to understand that they're worth more than this and they should have some self respect. You see? It's just like guys are taught to have no self respect. It's honestly very, very difficult to watch a lot of the time. But I'm going to see what else we've got in here and whether or not we've got something interesting to wrap up the show with, guys. And I think we do actually. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. Let me move this over now. This is a bit of an interesting one. I found this earlier today from the We're All Good Men subreddit. If you like my show, guys, you'll probably like their stuff. So be sure to check out that subreddit. But let's have a look at this, okay? So this is a dating profile. I'm assuming, like, I don't know what site this is. I don't know what side this is, but anyway, 32-year-old woman who's 5'0", so she's real tiny, 152 centimeters, who is Catholic and looking for a relationship. She is single. She wants a relationship. She's seeking a man long term. All right, and let's go down. Where is it? She has kids, but she does not want to have kids. So she has kids. The dude's not around for some reason. Excuse me. The father's not around, but she's Catholic. Um, you can't make this stuff up, man. So this girl already has kids, doesn't want to have your kids, is 32 years old, and she's single, looking for a long-term marriage. You see, these people who are Catholic, man, it's like Catholic is just some thing that they wear as like a cute little badge that means nothing to them. Now, I'm not going to outline my stance on religion at all, guys. I don't think this is a platform where we talk about that. But it just feels so disingenuous, man. Like, it's just like these people just wear things to make themselves look good. It doesn't matter what the badge is. They can say, oh, yeah, man, I'm Catholic, or yeah, I'm this, I'm that. It's just like whatever they label themselves at, like whatever group or ideology, it's so disgusting, man, because all they're doing is they're using it just to make themselves look better. You could tell at a glance from this lady's profile dating page that being a Catholic is not really high ranking on their priorities, right? Notwithstanding any terrible accident that happened to the man who's supposed to be in her life because she's got some kids, right? But let's go down. Oh, and there's some messages in here, guys. We're going to make it run a little bit over time and have a look at these real quick. So let's jump into this. So she's somewhat ambitious. She has kids and she doesn't want kids. More about her. She puts her star sign first, naturally, right? She's a Pisces, as if anyone cares at all. She's an adventurer. She speaks Spanish, and her longest relationship was over 5 years. See, girls have to mention this to make themselves look like they're good relationship material, even though they're probably not. Anyway, she's an only child. Interesting. Wouldn't date a smoker. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Let's get into these messages. So this person opens up and says, what's your ideal guy? She says, romantic, sweet, funny, religious, cooks, cleans, honest, works hard, is calm and loving, because, we don't care about grammatical errors at all for some reason, right? Like this guy put the effort to put in like an apostrophe and a question mark, and and this guy was just like word vomited. But anyway, haha, okay. But if he has to cook, clean, and work hard, what are you going to do? Look pretty and be the queen he needs. And here we go. I just guess I didn't realize queens were 32-year-old single mothers. Lol. She says yes, lol. And here's the screenshot, boys. He got blocked for saying that comment. Absolutely beautiful way to end the show, guys. We're going to leave it there. As always, thoughts and comments below. What do you guys think about today's stories? The TikTok at the beginning. Be sure to subscribe on your way out, or if you enjoyed the video. And as always, guys, if you'd like to become a supporter of the channel, be sure to check out the Patreon link in the description. The link for that is somewhere below the video. But guys, we're going to call it there. As always, take care of yourselves, and I will see you boys in the next one. Peace.